Alrighty, we are going to be reviewing our quiz on linear functions. So let's get started. The first question says, what is an equation of the linear function graphed below? Anytime you hear equation, I want you to think about y equals mx plus b. M is your slope. In order to find slope, you have to find two different points on the graph, and you have to calculate the rise over run. We rose one time, and we ran 1, 2, 3, 4. So my slope would be 1 over 4x. Instantly, I could get rid of any answer choice that has a negative as a slope because I could tell that my line is going up and not down. And then for my b, I look and see where is this graph crossing the y-axis, and it is crossing at -1, which means I would put a -1, which is answer choice D. I know that you guys see f of x there, but please remember that f of x means the same exact thing as y. Let's look at number 2. What is the equation? Again, equation y equals mx plus b of the linear function graphed below. Okay, again, let's think, is this line going up or down? This line is definitely going up. So I'm going to get rid of answer choice C because it has a negative slope. Okay, so y equals, let's find what our slope is. Here's a point, and here's a point. I rose 2, and I ran 1, which means my slope would be 2 over 1, which just equals 2x. All right, so my answer is not going to be A. And now I have to find out, is my y-intercept 2, or is it -1? Y, this is the y-axis, and I need to see where does my graph cross the y-axis. It crosses at +2. So my answer is choice B. All right, let's look at number 3. What is the equation of the line that passes through the point and has a slope of? Ooh, point slope. We use the formula. Y minus y1 equals m parentheses x minus x1. This is the 1 point we were given, the 1x. This is the 1y, and slope means m, our m is 2. All right, so we're going to put y minus, our y1 is 7, equals, our m is 2, parentheses, x minus, our x1 is 3. And is this answer choice here? It is. It is choice number C. That was a nice question because we didn't even have to finish simplifying. Let's try another one. What is the equation of the line that passes through? -2, 3, so this is my x1 and my y1, and a slope of m of 0 means my m equals 0. So we have y minus my y1 is 3 equals my m is 0, parentheses x minus my x1 is -2. Anytime you have a minus negative, make it a positive. Now let's distribute. Leave y minus 3 alone, and I am distributing my 0. 0 times x is 0x, and 0 times 2 is 0. Now I don't want that 3 there, so I'm going to add 3 to both sides, and that gives me y equals. I don't need to write down 0x, so I'm just going to write down 3. All right, so now your y in this equation, how would you graph this? You would start by going up to y equals 3, which is right here, and making a horizontal line. All right, let's see number 5. What is the slope of the line that passes through these 2 points? Slope formula, y2 minus y1 over x2 minus x1. This is my first x and my first y, my second x and my second y. All right, so the equation would look something like this. 8 minus 2, and then 6 minus -4. Let's type this into the calculator and see what we get. 8 minus 2. And on the bottom, remember, you can make that minus negative, so you don't have to type that in the calculator. We could just make that minus negative plus. So 6 plus 4. We get 0.6. If they left that as a fraction, it would have been 3 over 5, which is answer choice C. And we're going to do this again, number 6. Find the slope of this line. Very simple. This will be your x1 and your y1, x2 and your y2. All right. y2 minus y1 over x2 minus x1. My y2 is -5, and I'm subtracting my y1, which is 8. My x2 is 1, minus my x1 is -2. So we will add those together. And this will give us -5 minus 8 over 1 plus 2, which would just be -5 minus 8. It will be -13 over 3. This calculator doesn't like to leave it as a fraction for some reason. That is your slope, your m value. Alrighty, let's look at number 7. In the table, let's find the slope from 10 to 30. This means I need to use this point, and I need to use this point. This is going to be my first x and my second x. This is my first y and my second y. So using the slope formula, which will be given to you, but you can also make sure that you memorize it. y2 is 810 minus 370 over 30 minus 10. We get 440 over 20. Which just gets us 22. Our slope equals 22. So anytime you are asked to find a slope of the table, if they tell you what values to use, please make sure that you use those values. All right, between -2, it says what is the slope of -2 and 1. So again, this is your first x and your second x, your first y and your second y. And the formula should feel very, very repetitive right now. First things first, we put our y2, which is -1, minus our y1, which is -16. When you put a minus negative, make it plus. Our x2 is 1, minus our x1, which is -2, and minus negative becomes a positive. And this would give us 15 over 3, which is equal to 5. Here we would get a slope of 5. Okay, let's look at number 3. The value of the slope of this graph is, in order to find slope, I need to change this to y equals mx plus b form. So let me subtract the 6x to both sides. That would give me -9y is equal to, always put the x first, plus 54. Now I'm going to divide out the -9, and I get y is equal to -6 divided by -9 is 2 over 3x, and 54 divided by -9 is -6. Your slope, the question was asking for slope. Slope is the number in front of x, the m value, which here would be 2 over 3. I had changed this question. This question originally wanted you to find the y-intercept, but the answer here, if it was asking for the slope, would be 2 over 3. If it was asking for the y-intercept, it would be -6. I know the answer choices don't make sense, but this would be the actual answer. Number 10 says, what is the y-intercept of this graph? Again, you cannot tell me slope or y-intercept until you make this equation y equals. So, to get rid of the 4x, we're going to subtract 4x. Make sure on the left side we write -5y. A lot of us forget about that negative. Then put the x first, and the 40 is positive, so put a plus. Now we're going to divide all three numbers by -5. And we get y is equal to 4 over 5x minus 8. This question was not asking for the slope, which would have been 4 over 5, but instead it was asking for the y-intercept, which is negative 8. Choice C. The y-intercept is a number that doesn't have an x, where the slope is the number directly attached to x. All right, let's review making some equations. Write an equation of the line that passes through this point and has a slope of this. That is the point slope formula. This is the first x we were given and the first y, and this is our slope. Okay, y minus our y1 is 1 equals our slope is 2 over 3, parentheses x, minus our x1 is negative 3. A minus negative becomes a plus. So here we would have y minus 1 equals 2 over 3 times x is 2 over 3x, and 2 over 3 times 3 is just 2. Now I don't want that minus 1 there, so I have to add 1 to both sides. So my final answer would be y equals 2 over 3x plus 3. Nice job. All right, let's look at this next one. Write an equation of the line that has a slope of 3 over 4. That means that's our m. And passes through the point, being our first x and our first y. All right, point slope formula, again, will be given to you on the reference table the day of the regions. Y minus our y1 here is 4 equals our slope, which is 3 over 4, parentheses x minus our x1 is negative 8. So we have a minus negative here. All right. So we're going to have y minus 4 equals 3 over 4 times x is 3 over 4x, and 3 over 4 times 8 is we're doing 3. One second, guys, sorry. We're doing 3 over 4 times 8, which gives us 6. All right. Now I don't want that 4 there, so I'm going to add 4 to both sides. And I end up getting y equals 3 over 4x plus 10. Nice job. Sometimes you will be asked to also find an equation when you are not directly told the slope. So you are going to have to start by finding the slope like we have to do in number 13. This is our first x and our first y, our second x and our second y. The formula is y2, which here is negative 4, minus y1, which is negative 6. Minus negative becomes a plus. Then x2, which is negative 3, minus x1, which is also negative 3. Minus negative becomes a plus. And here, let's try this. Negative 4 plus 6 over negative 3 plus 3. That gives us, it's called undefined. It doesn't work. Undefined. Whenever you have an undefined equation, that is going to be an equation that is x equals. It is x equals whatever the value is, which is negative 3. And that point would look like you would go to x equals negative 3, which is to the left 3, and you would make a vertical line. We won't see that on the quiz. We will see a question more like number 14 where the slope does work out. So let's try that. x1, y1, x2, y2. All right. Our y2 is negative 3 minus our y1, which is 1. Our x2 is negative 9 minus our x1, which is negative 3. Minus negative becomes a plus. Let's type this in the calculator. Negative 3 minus 1. And let's look on the bottom. Negative 9 plus 3. We end up getting, I think that's 2 over 3. Let me just double check. Yeah, 2 over 3. All right, let's use the formula y minus y1, which my y1 is 1, equals my m, which is 2 over 3, parentheses x minus my x1, which is negative 3. Minus negative becomes a plus. All right, so then we'll have y minus 1 equals 2 over 3x plus 2 over 3 times 3 is 2. We add 1 to both sides, and we get the final answer of y equals 2 over 3x plus 3. All right, let's try number 15. They now want us to graph. The only way you can graph is equations are y equals. So we're going to need to rearrange this equation so it says y equals. I'm going to subtract the 2x. I will get 3y is equal to negative 2x plus 6. Then to get rid of the 3, I will divide all numbers by 3. Giving me y equals negative 2 over 3x. 6 divided by 3 is 2. All right, to do this, we are going to start at 2, which means go up 2 and put a point. Then our slope is negative 2 over 3, meaning we're going to go down 2 to the right 3. Down 2 to the right 3. Down 2 to the right 3. When we can't do that anymore, we're going to go up 2 to the left 3. Up 2 to the left 3. When that is over, we will connect the points and put some arrows. Sixteen is going to be very similar, but again, we have to rearrange the equation so it says y equals. To get rid of this positive 2x, I'll subtract it to both sides, giving me 4y equals. Put your negative x first, and then the minus 8. Divide all three numbers by the 4, because we just wanted to say y equals. And this will be our equation. We will start at the b value, which here is a negative 2, meaning we will go down 2. Now this slope is negative, meaning we are going to have a line that's going to go down and to the right. Down 1 to the right 2. Down 1 to the right 2. Down 1 to the right 2. When you can't do that anymore, you're going to go up and to the left. Up and to the left. Up and to the left. We now connect our points, and we put some arrows. Let's look at number 17. Okay, we don't need to move an x over because it's already mx plus b on the other side, but we do need to get rid of this 3, giving us y equals 4 over 3x minus 3. So we start with this negative 3, which means we are going to go down 3 for our first point. Then we have 4 over 3. Our rise is 4, meaning we go up 4 and to the right 3. 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3. When we can't go up and to the right, we're going to try going down 4 and to the left 3, and we'll only be able to do that once. We are now going to connect the points and put some arrows. Let's look at the next one. X equals 1. X is the left and right axis. We are going to go to the right one, and we want to cross through that point, so we will go up and down. That's it. That's our favorite one. When it's not an equation that has both a y and an x, it is not going to be a diagonal line. All right, 19. Graph y equals 5 on these axes. To get to y equals 5, you would go up 5 and put a point. And then you're going to make a horizontal line so it goes through that point. Ooh, I love 20 because when I look at question 20, There's no rearranging necessary because this is already in y equals mx plus b form. I start at the number that doesn't have an x, which is 1, meaning I will go up 1. Then my next point is -2. My slope is -2 over 1, meaning we go down 2 to the right 1. Down 2 to the right 1. Down 2 to the right 1. When we run out of space, we will go up 2 to the left 1. Up 2 to the left 1. We will connect these points and put some arrows. Let's look at 21. Ooh, again, nice. We don't have to make it y equals form. My y-intercept is 2, which means I'm going to start by going up 2. And then my slope is just negative, a -1 over 1, meaning we go down 1 to the right 1, down 1 to the right 1, down 1 to the right 1. When you can't do that anymore, you would go up 1 to the left 1. Make sure you recheck over your problem that the line is going down since your slope is negative. Connect the points and put some arrows. Number 22. We also do not have to rearrange this one because it's already in y equals mx plus b form. We're going to start at 3, which means we need to go up 3. Then my slope is -3 over 4. I would go down 3 to the right 4. And that's honestly the only 2 points that we can put here, because these are smaller graphs since they only go from 5 to 5. All right, let's look at this one. For the given equation, determine the slope and the y-intercept of this line. The slope is 2 over 3, meaning we would go up 2 to the right 3, and the y-intercept is -2, meaning we would have to start by going down 2. So go down 2, and now let's do our slope. Up 2 to the right 3, up 2 to the right 3, up 2 to the right 3. Now we do the opposite. Go down 2 to the left 3, down 2 to the left 3. Connect the points and make sure you put your arrow. And that sums up our lesson. So remember, on the quiz on Unit 4, we will have to do graphing. The most important thing is to make sure if your graph is not in y equals mx plus b form, you do that. Then we will also be asked to write equations of a line, either when you're given the slope and a point or 2 points. You might be asked to find the slope or the x-intercept of an equation after you rearrange it. You will be asked to find the slope of a table and of 2 points. And then lastly, you will be asked to write an equation of an already made graph.